Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. LeBron is expected to miss 1 to 2 weeks with a groin strain. According to Shams, LeBron will wait for the groin injury to calm down over the next 24 hours and receive another evaluation. They probably, at that point in time, Ocho, once it happens, they're seeing how tender you are. Probably has a little inflammation in there. They're probably doing a strength test to see how much strength you have in the leg, trying to, don't let me push it down, okay? Don't let me pick it up, things of that nature. And so now probably that happened, Friday? That happened last night, right. Sunday. So probably tomorrow they'll get an MRI for the assess it and see where it is.
You know how based on this injury and extent, how much time will be missed, or should he shut it down and just wait and allow Luka to carry everything? What you think?
Well, the thing is that he's going to try to get back. It's all going to be contingent on how serious the injury is. The last thing you want to do is come back too soon and tweak it. Now, that puts you, I think if he takes 2 weeks, right? He's played, 57 games? He just needs another 8 games to qualify for all NBA things of that nature. But during the 2 slot, you don't want to slide all the way down. Now, they do have Luka, and that's the luxury of having 2 superstars that when one goes down, the other can pick up the slack. We know Luka can carry a load. Austin Reeves can help. It hurts that Rui is not there, but because I don't know where else they're going to get the production that they need from a third scoring option. Is Rui not there? Finney-Smith is inconsistent. Vanderbilt is more of a defender. I like Connect, but he leaves a lot to be desired on the defensive end. He gets lost in translation a lot. But and they were playing extremely well.
Yes,
and
sir.
This happens. Very unfortunate, but like you said, maybe this is something. This is why you trade for a Luka, a guy that you're gonna put the ball in his hands. He can control pace. He's gonna get to where he wants. All you got to do is knock down shots because he's going to find you. Now, they're going to blitz him. They're going to try to get the ball out of his hands. They're not going to let him beat you.
Somebody's going to be open no matter what.
Yes.
When you get the ball in your hands, you got to make your shots. That's all it comes down to.
This episode of Nightcap is brought to you by Cologuard, a non-invasive colon cancer screening test. Did you know colon cancer is considered one of the most preventable yet least prevented cancers? When caught in the early stages, colon cancer has a survival rate of 90%. So screening and early detections are key to reducing overall colon cancer deaths. That's why the American Cancer Society recommends that if you're at average risk, you begin screening for colon cancer at age 45. And a convenient way to do that is with Cologuard test. The Cologuard test allows you to be in control of your colon cancer screening through prescription-based tests delivered to your door with none of the prep that's required for a colonoscopy. No liquid prep, no days off, no invasive procedures. Plus, Cologuard test is affordable. Most insured patients pay $0, and a follow-up colonoscopy is needed after a positive Cologuard test. This is usually covered by insurance also. So if you're 45 years of older and at average risk, you can ask your healthcare provider about screening for colon cancer with the Cologuard test. You can also request a Cologuard prescription today at Cologuard.com/podcast. The Cologuard test is intended to screen adults 45 and older at average risk for colorectal cancer. Do not use Cologuard test if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease, and certain hereditary syndromes, or personal or family history of colorectal cancer. The Cologuard test is not a replacement for colonoscopies. High-risk patients' Cologuard test in adults 45 to 49 is estimated based on a large clinical study of patients 50 and older. False positives and false negatives can occur. Cologuard is available by prescription only. Let's talk about the NBA leading Cleveland Cavaliers, who won their 14th consecutive game on the road tonight. They beat the Milwaukee Bucks 112 to 100. The Cavs just became the second team to win 14 straight games while scoring at least 110 points in each of those games. The only time that's ever happened, 1986, the Boston Celtics won the title. Max Strus had 17 points to lead a balanced scoring attack. They had their 5 starters were in double figures. They got 38 points from their bench. 9 of their 19 made threes from their bench, and they pull away late, and they defeat the Milwaukee Bucks 112 to 100. And it just goes to show you just how good this team is. because we know Donovan Mitchell can go off. We've seen him score 70. We've seen him have 50. But when you have a team, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, Darius Garland, Strus, you got Ty Jerome, Hunter, Merrill, they really have a really deep team. This is going to be look. I still believe it's going to come down to them and the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics, they beat the Lakers last night. They look really good because you have a guy in Jason Tatum who's going to be first team All NBA again this year. You have JB, Jaylen Brown, who's going to be probably second or third team All NBA this year. Yeah. Al Horford played really good last night. You got guys that can make shots. Derek White. You got really good perimeter defenders and Holiday and Derek White. And then you got a bench. Man, Peyton Pritchard is unbelievable off the bench. He should be in the running for sixth man of the year. But tonight was all about the Cavaliers. They moved to a record of 54-10. The Bucks dropped to 36-27. The Cavs, Ocho, what do you like about the Cavs?
I mean, listen, what they can do in their totality as a team. You just said it. I thought, obviously, when it's coming into the season, who would be the biggest threat for the Celtics coming off an NBA championship? To me, I thought it would be the Bucks. I thought it would be Bucks and Dame and Giannis, and that combination of what they had, similar to how Luka and LeBron teamed up. But before Luka even got there, I said, you know what? The biggest threat for the Celtics would be the Bucks. But watching the way the Cavs play as a team, you know, obviously led by Garland and Donovan Mitchell, the supporting cast, the bench, everyone is scoring. Look how many players were in double figures tonight.
Yeah,
when you have
all five starters.
All five starters. When everybody's playing that complete and nobody is off, it makes it that much more difficult for them to be beat. And I wouldn't be surprised. Hell, a lot of people shouldn't be surprised. I mean, most people would call me a casual. You know, those that are actual NBA fans won't be surprised if they do unseat the Celtics as NBA champions this year.
Yeah, I think it'll be a deep series. It's going 6 or at least 7. I thought the Knicks would be there also because the addition of Karl Anthony Towns. I like that addition better with the Knicks more so than I like Julius Randle. What's up?
Timeout. The Knicks, Unc, you really put them in that running?
No, I said I thought coming into the season with the addition of Karl Anthony Towns with Jalen Brunson. Look at what they did last year.
They're only a two-headed monster, though, Unc. And we talk about scorer that's able to actually score, put the ball on the floor and just score at will. It's only Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. That's it.
But look at what they got. They got Anunoby. They got Mikal Bridges. They got Josh Hart. Mitchell Robinson hurt. You know, him going out because now Cat's spending a lot of time at the 5, and he likes playing at the 4. So if you'd had Mitchell Robinson and Cat, sometimes and you got Precious Achua. They got a deep team. They do. I thought, considering they was going to be healthy, because you got a guy in Cat that can dominate. Yes. Jalen Brunson, we know he can dominate. Bridges can give you quality points, and they got great defense. OG can defend. Josh Hart can defend. Mikal Bridges, he doesn't miss games. He can defend. So they had it all. I thought Cleveland would be there, but I didn't see 54-10. Now, did I think there would be a top 3 team? Absolutely. Right. You probably thought Philly would be there also with Joel Embiid, Paul George, Tyrese Maxey. You probably thought those guys would be there. But injuries, maybe Miami, but Jimmy Butler, he got nicked and he was unhappy and they moved him. So right now, looking at the East, it's a two-headed monster. It's the Cavaliers and the Celtics. It looks like the Cavs are going to have home court, but Boston have one of the better road records in the NBA. So it's not going to be easy. Do I believe the Cavaliers can have this kind of balanced scoring and win? Nah. One of those two guys, Garland or Mitchell, is going to probably need to be 25, 30, and then everybody else chip in. But I don't think because with JB and JT teaming up for last night, they went for 70, and probably on average they're going to go for anywhere between 50 and 60 on a given night. You're going to probably need a little bit more from your big guns. But the Cavaliers look really good. And when you have a balanced team and your bench comes in, they give you 38 points on the road. They give you 9 of the 19 threes that you made on the road. And they got shoot. They got great outside. Wade was 3 of 3 from the three-point line. Hunter did not shoot the ball particularly well last night, but he's in the running for sixth man of the year. Ty Jerome can shoot it. Merrill can shoot it. They're going to be a tough out, Ocho. They're going to be a tough out, but the Celtics, man, they deep. They come in with that second unit, and they pick right up. It kind of reminds you of like what the what the Warriors used to be. Remember, they bring their second unit in with Livingston and
yeah.
all those guys. And
Yeah.
if it was like a 3-4 point lead, by the time Clay and Steph and Draymond came back, it was a 10 or 11 point lead.
Yeah.
Or if they were behind, they came back, the game was tied. So I see a lot of this from the Cavaliers also. I like their bench. I like their depth. Their starters are really good. Evan Mobley is a defender who's gotten better offensively. You know what you're going to get from Jared Allen. You don't have to run plays for him, and he can rebound. He can score the basketball. A lot of lobs. He's going to get a lot of his points off the glass, rebounding, rolling to the rim. But it's going to be led by that three-headed monster of Garland, Mitchell, and Mobley. And if they keep playing the way they're playing, I like them. I still believe it's going to come down to them and the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. But it's going to be a good matchup.
It's good. Yeah. That's probably what it's going to come down to. It ain't probably. That's probably what it's going to come down to. Long as there are no injuries, which I doubt that's going to happen with it not that much time, with it not that much season left into the regular season. So listen, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited for the Cavs, bro. I'm excited for the Cavs, especially what they've been through, especially once LeBron left, and how far they had to come to get to this point where they are now. Well, so even without King James there, they legit have a shot. They legit have a shot.
What happened? It was a situation where Donovan Mitchell wasn't happy and he asked to be traded. That was the only way. Yeah. You got to get a superstar.
Yeah.
If the superstar leaves, you have to replace him.
Yeah, but that's not the only answer. Not only do you have to have a superstar, but you have to have that supporting cast. Hell,
yes.
Even Batman, and you ain't gonna have no success unless you got your Robin.
But here's what happened. Think about it. LeBron leaves, and that means you lose, and now you're drafting high. You getting a Darius Garland. You getting a Evan Mobley. You getting guys like that. You make a trade for Jared Allen.
Yeah.
Now, and all of a sudden, like, hey, man, I kind of like it over there. Donovan Mitchell said, and boom. So now you got Garland, a draft pick. You got Evan Mobley with a top 5 pick. You got Jared Allen who can rebound, can defend the paint. You don't have to run plays for him, and he can get you a double-double. And you got a bona fide superstar in Donovan Mitchell, who's an all-NBA, a perennial all-star. Now you got your team. Now let's build it out. Right. Now let's get us some depth. We make the trade for DeAndre Hunter. We get, we got Ty Jerome, and you move Strus into the starting line. They're good. I mean, sometimes you have to have a little luck. Yep. You have to have a little luck, and you get lucky. You got draft compensation, Ocho, that you can ship some of the pieces out because you gave up Colin Sexton, who was a high draft pick. You give him up. You gave up another couple of draft picks, and you get Donovan Mitchell.
I like what you just said. The key word you just said there, obviously drafting right, but also luck as well, because you already had high draft picks. You had picks that came in that were high draft picks that you had to let go, and you got others. They were able to fill those spots and fill those voids. But the team they have now, and the players they've acquired, all play well collectively, and I think that's the hard thing to do, because you look at some of the top 3. I call them the big 3. Some of the big 3 faces that we thought would be in the playoffs or playing well, a la Paul George, Embiid, even just those 3 together. Forget the injuries part; they still haven't lived up to what we thought they would be.
That's because Joel Embiid, started the season banged up. Paul George started the season banged up, and he hasn't been able to find his rhythm. Tyrese Maxey's playing extremely well. He's averaging 25, 26, 20, maybe even 27 points a game. So he's doing what you thought he would do and what you would hope he would do. It was you missing Joel Embiid somewhere between 28 and 32 points. You missing Paul George somewhere between 19 and 22 points. So you factor that in. Now you're getting 80 points. Now can we get the bench to give us 35?
Leave, man.
So when in a situation like that, probably something we should foreseen, considering Joel Embiid limped out of the season.
You're gonna limp in.
And as soon as the season was over, 2 months later, he was on the Olympic team, the U.S. national men's team. Didn't take the rest. Didn't get he didn't get fixed. Probably what he needed to get fixed. So guess what? He limped into the season. And guess what he's doing now, Ocho? Limping out of the season.
Yeah. I have a question.
Yes.
Be honest. Even if you had the injury, if you were Joel Embiid with the opportunity to represent your country at the Olympics, knowing that it comes around every 4 years, what would you have done?
My obligation to the 76ers.
Giannis.
76ers got 5 years at $240 million on the table. How much he make? I get it. I get it because America, he's from Cameroon, and America has given him everything and more he could have asked for.
Yes,
now,
sir.
a lot of that has to look. He came here. This is the land of opportunity. Joel Embiid had a talent. God blessed him. He hit the genetic lottery. He's 7 foot tall. He's extremely skilled. And boom, he parlayed that. But Ocho,
Yes, sir.
your obligation, Philly,
Yeah.
it gave you generational wealth. Not to the United States national men's team. Not and the gold medal, don't get me wrong, you're representing your country.
Right.
But bro, you were injured. You limped out of the season.
Right. Shut it
Get
down.
healthy.
Right.
And then say, you know what? Hey, 28. Boom, your boy here.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, no, absolutely not. For me, the most important thing. That's why a lot of times, man, when I was in a contract year, man, I ain't trying to go to no Pro Bowl. I ain't trying to get up out there, Ocho.
Not doing.
Man, I'm just trying to get nicked at the Pro Bowl. Yeah. Man, please.
Right.
Like I said, maybe it was the swan song, wanted to get opportunity because LeBron is not going to be there in 28. Steph probably not going to be there in 28. KD say, hey, look, if I'm still hooping to the level and I'm able, hey, I like to play 20 and I like to go for 5 gold medals. He has the most, he has 4. But KD says, hey, yeah, I would like to try to, run it back on home soil. And maybe Joel, that was something, Joel, but for me, I'm always going to be in a situation where I look at who's paying me. That's where my obligation lies, is that who's paying me. So that's just me. At the end of the day, he did what he wanted to do. He did what was in the best interest of them. And I know, look, they was looking at France and Wemby and Dabasule, and you got Giannis, and you got Jokic. So you knew probably you're gonna run into those guys, and you needed somebody to deal with Jokic. You needed somebody to be able to, to handle the bigs and for other countries, even though it would. I get all that. I honestly do. I really do. I don't want people to think I'm not empathetic and understanding. But a team invested 5 years at $240 million. They just gave him a 3-year Ocho. They gave him a 3-year extension for $193 million.
Yeah, I understand, but honestly, if you ask people, especially that would be in his position, what they would do. If you ask 100 people, you get 100 different answers. That's why I was curious to what you would say, and I'm curious to the chat. I mean, obviously, putting yourself in his shoes and his situation with the opportunity to represent, obviously the USA. Just everybody's answer would be different, but I understand, where you coming from. You know
what I think it is, Ocho? It's my mentality that I play football and my money isn't guaranteed. See, he did that because he knows his money is guaranteed, so it doesn't matter.
It changes everything.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's kind of like a salaried worker. They take PTO. Well, if you're not a salaried worker and you only get paid if you show your black ass up to work. That changes things. Trust me. I had manual jobs that I only got paid if I showed up to work. It's a whole different ballgame if you salaried. And you know what I'm saying? Hey, when you salary, in a situation where you salary, hell, I take CTO, choice time off. I'm choosing not to come in today because I'm going to get my check. Well, when you work in manual jobs or you work in an hourly job, NBA, that's guaranteed money. MLB, that's guaranteed money. NHL, that's guaranteed money. NFL, that's not guaranteed money. So maybe that's what's clouding my judgment, Ocho. Now, don't get me wrong. I think a gold medal is very important. I mean, hey, representing your country and for maybe an event, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, we're one. It's us against them. I don't care if it's a European country. I don't care if it's an African country. It doesn't matter. We USA. We're the stars and stripes. We're the red, white, and blue. And we're against everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay. But like I said, I think it's my being in the NFL, like, man, I ain't finna mess up my buddy.
Right.
Ocho, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander scored 40 points today as the Thunder defeated the Denver Nuggets 127-103 in the battle of the two of the top West contenders. But the big news came when Nikola Jokic became the first player in NBA history to record a 30-20-20 20 game in overtime win against the Suns. Jokic finished 31 points, 21 rebounds, and a season high 22 assists. He ranks third in points per game, 28, third in rebounds per game, 12.8, second in assists per game, 10.4 this season. He's averaging more points and more assists than he did when he won the MVP in his 3 previous seasons. The only thing that's working against him is Shea is playing out of his mind, and they're the number 1 seed.
Crazy work.
Any other season, you could make a case that Jokic would probably be trying to go for 5 because Joel Embiid clipped him one year. He finished second. He won it last year after the previous 2 years of being back-to-back. Embiid clipped him, and then he comes back and wins it again this year. But Jokic, what do you say? I don't really know what to say. What word, what adjective do you want to use to describe what you're seeing from Nikola Jokic?
Man, listen, the resume speaks for itself. The accolades, the MVPs, the numbers, the stats. You watch him play. I'm going to throw a slight comparison out there to somebody who just got traded based on style of play and the way they move and how they have a very lethargic style of play. But I'm going to let that go because he's very efficient at what he does. He's very, very, very good at what he does. He looks exhausted. He looks exhausted in that game, though, toward the end.
Who, that Jokic?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they played.
I'm not trying to say he's out of shape or nothing. I ain't trying to say he's smoking hookah and beer or nothing like that. I'm just saying.
Oh, he gonna get his beer on now. He drank his beer. But here's the thing, Ocho. He played 41 minutes. There are only 48 minutes in the game. He played 48. Jamal Murray played 42. So that's normally, they don't normally play. You normally get to 40 minutes once you go overtime or you go double overtime. Guys are not, especially as they start to age, they don't normally play that many minutes in a regular season game. Now, postseason game, hey, I'm trying to win. Every game matters. Yes. Yeah, they're not catching. Nobody is catching OKC for the top seed. Now you're jockeying maybe 2 through 6 because you want to stay out of the play-in. 7 through 10 is the play-in. Anything above that, your position, you jockeying for position. Lakers right now, I think they have second. Percentage points is going to go back and forth. LeBron got injured last night. We'll see how that plays out. And then you got Memphis, you got Houston, you got Golden State trying to climb up the ladder. But basically, you're trying to stay in that 2 through 6 range because you're not catching OKC for the number 1 seed. Yeah. But when you look at what Jokic is doing, and like you said today, 24 points, 13 rebounds, 9 assists. He had a steal, and he only had 2 turnovers. But like you said, they didn't shoot the ball well. He was 2 of 10 from 3. Jamal Murray was 1 of 5 from 3. Michael Porter Jr. was 3 of 8 from 3, even though he shot the ball from the floor really well. But if you go look at it, Porter Jr. played 38 minutes. Jokic played 41 minutes. Murray played 42 minutes. Yeah. Even Russ played 31 minutes. Russ didn't have he was 1 for 9, 1 of 5. They didn't really get a whole lot from the bench. They only got 11. What did they get? 11. They got 14 points from the bench.
And that's the problem too. The inconsistency with their bench. Joker is good. Murray is good. But listen, there's one other team outside of OKC where they play collectively great. Even when the starters are out, everybody collectively is putting in the effort and putting in the work and getting the points. Hell, in the fourth quarter, man, they scored 41 damn points in the final quarter. Now, the only team that had the bench like that is as efficient as soon as they come off when the starters aren't playing is the Cavs. It looks exactly the same way. Okay, you know what? I don't have a problem. Even though it's a game of runs, I know my second unit can come in and still keep the game going. Still keep the game going forward where we're in the lead. We're still in contention where we don't have to come back into the game and have another run where we have to either catch up or try to decrease the lead.
Mm-hmm. But Shea's been sensational. He's been all year. It's a 2-horse race.
I was going to ask you that. MVP.
It's 2-horse race. Yeah.
Do you still have
they dropped Giannis. Yeah, I'm being truthful. Everybody knows that they dropped Giannis. So, with that being said,
has your thoughts on the MVP changed based on the way Joker's playing?
Nah, Shea.
It's still okay.
Yeah, he's leading the league in scoring. His team is number 1. He has the most 20-point games, 30-point games, 40-point games, 50-point games. And I think everybody knows. Y'all know what I think about Jokic. He's been one of my favorite players since he got into the NBA. And you kind of figured out who he was because at first, Yusuf Nurkic, they was in the same draft. They took Nurkic and then they took him in the second round. With that being said, you could see they traded Nurk, and you could understand why. Now, I don't think they knew he would be this. I mean, you could see you see him in practice and you see him doing things.
Right.
I don't think they thought he would be this now. A 3-time MVP potentially. I'm going to be shocked if he doesn't win another MVP.
Yeah.
I'm going to be shocked. Now, stranger things have happened. LeBron James had 4 MVPs from by the age of 28.
Yes, sir.
And never won another one. So that's not to say it's guaranteed, but it's hard with the numbers that he's putting up for the voters going to know. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But this is Shay's 53 and 11 is their record. 54 and 10 is the Cavs record. So
crazy.
Who's going to have the best record in the NBA?